How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. I'm back with another video today. Today we're going to be doing a comparison between the Frabill bait station and the Engel bait cooler. These probably are the two most popular brands of bait buckets, coolers, minnow buckets, whatever you want to call them on the market. So there's definitely pros and cons. I've had a lot of experience with both of these. They're both comparable priced. I've had Frabill bait station for probably like 5 years now, and I've had this Engel bait cooler for at least 2 years. And there's definitely things I like about both of them, and definitely things that are wrong with both of them that could be changed. So anyhow, we're going to start with kind of the cons on the Engel bait cooler. Starting out with the air pump. Most people, when they buy these things, they just chuck these aerators away. It's very loud and they kind of go to crap. I haven't had any issues with mine going out and burning out or anything like that on me. It seems like it has pretty good battery life too. But the main thing is that it's super noisy. If you have this in your truck, your portable shack, your wheelhouse, whatever the case may be, it's going to drive you nuts. Most people just chuck these away and go buy a Hush Bubbles or something like that. So anyhow, I'll let you listen to it. And you guys are quite a ways away from the where I'm sitting too, but this is on low. I'm sure you guys can hear that from where the camera's setting. So this is as quiet as it's going to get. Pretty noisy. It's going to drive you nuts, and this is on high. That would drive, I mean, it does drive me crazy. I haven't switched it out yet. Normally when I am out using this thing, I'm in the truck and I leave this sit on the ice or something. So it's not that bad. Another thing is too, this air hose that comes out of the aerator. I don't know if you guys can see that from here or not. There's an air hose that comes up the top and down through the top of the lid. And if you have too much of the hose going down through the lid, and this is too tight on the outside, you go to open this up, and it pulls the hose off the top of the aerator every single time. So you got to make sure that there's a lot of slack in it. And then, you know, when that happens, you got to put the air hose back on, which is a huge pain if you got gloves on. So you got to make sure that there's a bunch of slack out here and there's not much going inside the bucket before you can open it. Something else that I don't like is you're out, you know, in a non-heated shack or a truck or something like that when you're fishing, and you get water around the inside of the lip here, around the rim, and it'll freeze, and then you have to take like a screwdriver or something to pry this open. It sticks really bad when it freezes like that. And then I've got gouges in mine from when I've had to pry it up with different objects throughout the last couple of years. It happens all the time. I wouldn't say every time, but it happens a lot. Depends on how cold it is, really. And then you open it up, and other than that, it's pretty standard. Pretty straightforward, I guess. I like these stainless steel latches on here. That's good. That's a pro. It's very durable. It's a nice looking bucket. And the net is definitely a game changer. I really like the net. You keep your hands dry. You just lift it out. Obviously the water stays in the bucket and the minnows come up, and you just grab one, keep your hands dry. Very convenient. You're not using a regular scooper net that way. And so yeah, it's pretty convenient anyways. It's a nice bait station, that's for sure. I'm sure it's worth the money that they're asking for it because of what it is. But if you're going to spend that amount of money too, you would think that it would be not as many cons. You know, like there's a couple pros and not as many cons. Also, this I will compare right now to the Frabill bait station. I think this, if you left it out overnight, like outside in a non-heated area, I think this is going to collect ice faster than that. And I say that having used both for a lot of times, but in my opinion, this collects ice faster than the Frabill bait station. At some point, maybe this winter, we can do a overnight comparison. We'll fill a certain amount of water in here and a certain amount of water in there, and see which one does freeze over faster. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think this one collects ice faster than the Frabill bait station. So that's the pros and the cons of the Engel bait cooler. Anyways, there's some universal things that this also comes with a strap too, by the way, that you can kind of carry around your shoulder, but I never use it. I have the strap around here somewhere, but it's not on it because I never use it. So yeah, anyhow, there's cons that apply to both of them. As you go to a bait shop with an empty bucket, either one, and you ask for a couple dozen minnows, they put a ton of water in these things, and which is, you know, almost necessary. But they put a ton of water in these things, and next thing you know, you're walking out of the lake with a 50-gallon bucket or 50-pound bucket. These Engel bait coolers also come in 30 quart. This is a 19. They come in a 13 and like a 7.5, something like that. I think is the smallest one. So obviously, like the 13 and the 7.5 isn't as big of a deal, but you get to the 19s and definitely the 30s. These are super heavy. They're kind of heavy when they're empty, but you get, you know, 3, 4, 5 gallons of water in them. They get real heavy, and that applies to the bait station as well. You go to the bait shop and they put in like 4 gallons of water or 5 gallons of water in here. This is like a 6-gallon bucket. So anyhow, we'll move over to the bait station here now. Both of these are relatively comparable in price too, I believe. Right off the bat, my complaint with the Frabill bait station is the motor, the aerator went out on me. And I haven't gotten it fixed, and I haven't used this since I bought the Engel bait cooler. I wish it was fixed. At some point, I'm going to replace the aerator, and I'm probably going to go back to using this. As you guys will learn here, that I think this has more pros than, I wouldn't say more pros than the Engel bait cooler, but I prefer this bucket. The aerator is quieter. Obviously, it's not working right now. I don't have any batteries in it either. Like I said before, I believe it is better insulated. I think it keeps the ice out longer than the Engel bait cooler. I've never had an issue with the lid freezing closed on me. It's a smaller opening on here, which is, you know, kind of an advantage towards the Engel. The smaller opening on here, and you can, down there in the bottom of the bucket, you guys can see the air stone. That tends to get dirty and kind of grimy and gross looking, so that needs to be cleaned more often than the Engel does. But it's got a hook right in here on the inside of the lid that you can pull the net off and keep that dry. You're not fishing down in there for your net. I guess it's a pretty straightforward bucket. You pretty much get what you see there. It's foam insulated. Obviously, bucket, hard shell. Runs off D batteries. Both of them are the same. You can also run this off 12 volt. I guess there's not a ton of reasons why I prefer this over the Engel. It's just the flaws in the Engel make it an obvious choice for the Frabill. I could also, there's a lip on here too in the back where I could hang this style of aerator off here if I needed to, which I kind of need to, but I've never done it. I'm going to replace this motor on here. This motor should have lasted longer. I've never called to see if it's under warranty or anything. It's been out for a few years now. If I put batteries in here, it would run right now. It still works. It just goes up in and out all the time. And yeah, it's kind of a no-go as far as that goes. So anyhow, I'm not sure if they make this Frabill bait station anymore. I've been at sporting goods stores lately, and I haven't seen this style of bucket anymore. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. I'm sure you can find it online, but it seems like Frabill's kind of gone to the cooler style too now, like this style of cooler. And I see some of them are up to like $160 for a big one. They look like nice bait coolers too. So anyhow, that's my comparison video of the bait coolers, bait buckets, whatever you want to call them. If you guys have either one of these, let me know down below if you have some of the same issues, if you like some of the same things, which one you think is better. If there's something else on the market that I don't know about that you think is better than both of these, please let me know. Leave a thumbs up on the video, comment down below, and subscribe. We're coming out with these videos all the time. We're going to be going through the rest of our ice fishing equipment here soon, and we're going to tip up, starting up ice augers, stuff like that for the year, and seeing what kind of maintenance we need to do to it. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.